Hi there. I'm going to be reading the definitions in the FDA's guidance, also known as Applying Human Factors and Usability Engineering to Medical Devices. That's its formal title. And it's a guidance for industry and FDA staff. All right, my earlier introduction video is another video. All right, definitions. For the purpose of this guidance, the following terms are defined. Abnormal use. An intentional act or intentional omission of an act that reflects violative or reckless use or sabotage beyond reasonable means of risk mitigation or control through design of the user interface. Critical task. A user task which, if performed incorrectly or not performed at all, would or could cause serious harm to the patient or user when harm is defined to include compromised medical care. Formative evaluation. Process of assessing at one or more stages during the device development process a user interface or user interactions with the user interface to identify the interface's strengths and weaknesses and to identify potential use errors that would or could result in harm to the patient or user. Hazard. Potential source of harm. Hazardous situation. Circumstance in which people are exposed to one or more hazards. Human factors engineering. The application of knowledge about human behavior, abilities, limitations, and other characteristics of medical device users to the design of medical devices, including mechanical and software-driven user interfaces, systems, tasks, user documentation, and user training to enhance and demonstrate safe and effective use. Human factors engineering and usability engineering can be considered to be synonyms. Can be considered to be synonymous. Human factors validation testing. Testing conducted at the end of the device development process to assess user interactions with the device user interface to identify use errors that would or could result in serious harm to the patient or user. Human factors validation testing is also used to assess the effectiveness of risk management measures. Human factors validation testing represents one portion of design validation. Task. Action or set of actions performed by a user to achieve a specific goal. Use error. User action or lack of action that was different from that expected by the manufacturer and caused a result that 1. Was different from the result expected by the user, and 2. Was not caused solely by device failure, and 3. Did or could result in harm. Use safety. Freedom from unacceptable use-related risk. User. Person who interacts with, i.e. operates or handles, the device. User interface. All points of interaction between the user and the device, including all elements of the device with which the user interacts, i.e. those parts of the device that users see, hear, touch. Training and all physical controls and display elements, including alarms and the logic of operation of each device component and of the user interface systems as a whole. All right, that concludes that section of the FDA guidance.